Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into some seriously profound wisdom, specifically, Canto 20 of the Yoga Vasistha. Think of this as stepping directly into a classic, mind-expanding conversation between the great sage Vasishtha and his royal student, Lord Rama. And hey, if you're totally new to this text, don't worry about it at all. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. We're going to explore ancient Vedic wisdom that honestly completely shatters how we usually understand reality.
So right off the bat, the foundational truth of Canto 20 is pretty mind-blowing. It tells us that the universe you're looking at right now, it's not this hard, fixed, physical absolute we think it is. Instead, this entire creation is just a play of consciousness. It's shaped entirely by your mind. Literally every deep concept we're going to unpack today spirals right out of this one radical idea. Your mind is the ultimate architect of the reality you're experiencing.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the illusion of reality, then look at the cycles of creation, the nature of time, and mind and consciousness. After that, we'll get really practical and look at how to develop the wise mind, and finally, achieving true freedom. Let's jump straight into part 1, the illusion of reality. To really get this, we kind of have to unlearn the massive assumption that our physical world is just objective truth. You've probably heard the Sanskrit term Maya or avidya. It basically means cosmic illusion or fundamental ignorance. But to really wrap our modern minds around Maya, think about it like a super immersive virtual reality headset, one that's so good you've completely forgotten you're even wearing it. It tricks your senses 100%. It takes this temporary, highly subjective projection and convinces you, without a single shadow of a doubt, that it's absolute, solid physical truth. Sage Vashishtha actually explains this to Rama using a brilliant metaphor. He says, the physical world, with all its different shapes, people, objects, the whole shebang, is really just a mental projection. It's appearing and disappearing exactly like waves on the surface of a massive, deep ocean. Think about it. A wave looks like a distinct, separate thing, right? But ultimately, it's nothing but water. In the same way, the diverse physical forms of our world are all fundamentally made up of the exact same ultimate reality. Moving on to part 2, cycles of creation. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the cosmos to see how this grand illusory universe actually operates. Vedic philosophy totally rejects the idea of a flat, linear timeline that just starts at point A and ends at point B. Instead, it describes this beautiful, breathing, cyclic rhythm. In the very first shloka, verses 1 and 2 of this canto, Vasistha says, Sarg-20 vinashanam. This translates to the continuous cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction. First, we've got Srishti, that's the projection of form out of pure consciousness. Then comes Sthiti, the preservation of that cosmic illusion. And finally, Pralaya, the dissolution, where absolutely all form withdraws right back into its source. It's literally the universe breathing out and breathing in, over and over again.
Vasishtha gives Rama another amazing analogy here. He says, the universe exists within Brahman just as a massive tree exists hidden within a tiny seed. It's such a profound thought, right? It means that even during Pralaya, that quiet period of total cosmic dissolution, the potential for the entire cosmos isn't gone. It's not destroyed. It's just tucked away, safe and sound inside ultimate consciousness, just waiting to sprout all over again.
All right, part 3, the nature of time. Get ready, because we're about to bend our minds around some ancient theories of time and space that honestly sound a lot like modern multidimensional physics.
Here is the core idea. Perception completely alters reality. To an ignorant mind, time feels incredibly linear, heavy, and rigid. You feel bound by hours, days, and these massive cosmic epochs called kalpas. But to an enlightened mind, time is completely subjective. It's fluid. Because time is just a construct of the mind, its flow is dictated entirely by the state of the observer, not by some ticking clock on the walls.
Sage Vasistha makes this wild assertion. He says that one single moment, literally just a fraction of a second in pure consciousness, can mentally contain an entire kalpa, which again is an epoch spanning billions of years. No way, right? But think about it. Have you ever had one of those incredibly deep dreams that felt like you lived an entire lifetime, but when you woke up only a few minutes had actually passed? If you have, you've tasted a tiny fragment of this fluid, mind-generated time. Let's bring it back down to earth with part 4, mind and consciousness. We're going to look inward at the mechanics of the individual soul to figure out exactly how our own perception builds this trap we're in. Before we can understand our chaotic, noisy minds, we have to talk about Brahman. Brahman is the ultimate, unchanging, infinite reality. It's pure, silent consciousness. Think of it as the permanent, blank canvas that the crazy movie of your temporary life is being projected onto. Brahman itself never changes. It just silently witnesses the ups and downs of existence in absolute stillness.
So, how do we get from that state of pure, silent peace to a world full of stress and suffering? Well, it starts with pure consciousness at absolute peace. But then the ego pops up, and it creates this false sense of separation, this feeling of me versus everything else out there. And out of that ego, desires and mental constructs start to form. In Sanskrit, these are called sankalpa. These sankalpas are so incredibly powerful that they project outward and literally construct the binding illusion of the physical universe you walk around in every day. Your internal desires are quite literally manifesting your external reality.
Which brings us perfectly to part 5, the wise mind. If our own desires are building our own prison, how in the world do we live in this reality without suffering?
For the answer to that, we look to Shloka 2, verses 19 through 21, which are all about equanimity, and Shloka 3, verses 35 and 36 on freedom from attachment. Vashishtha recites Samata Sarva Bhuteshu, which basically defines the liberated mind. You see, the bound mind is just exhausted. It's constantly driven by pushing away what it hates and obsessively clinging to what it craves. It's endlessly grieving or rejoicing over things that are totally temporary. The liberated mind, on the other hand, is rooted in radical equanimity, what they call samatha. It stays balanced, it's completely unshaken, and it acts perfectly in the world without ego, without clinging, and without being terrified of the outcome.
I absolutely love this next part. The text says, the wise act dynamically in the world, yet remain completely untouched by it, much like a water droplet resting on a lotus leaf. This is huge, guys. It means you don't have to run away and hide in a Himalayan cave to find salvation. You can fully participate in modern life. You can do your job, love your family, and be active, all while letting the day-to-day anxieties of the world just roll effortlessly off your spirit. And finally, part 6, achieving true freedom. This is where we get the highly actionable step-by-step instructions given to Lord Rama on how to actually break the chains of this illusion.
In Shloka 4, verse 39, Vasistha talks about the sheer power of satsanga. He says, Satsanga paramam shreya, which literally means good company is the highest good. The sage is telling Rama that to dismantle this cosmic VR headset, this illusion, you absolutely must immerse yourself in satsanga, the practice of gathering with wise, spiritually grounded people. Remember, our minds shape our reality, right? So actively surrounding yourself with elevating truths and enlightened souls literally purifies and rewires the very universe you experience. It's a total game changer.
So to sum it all up, how do we apply this ancient wisdom right now, today? First, work on letting go of those binding mental constructs and deep-seated desires, your sankalpas. Second, practice absolute equanimity. Try to stay balanced, whether you're winning or losing. Third, actively seek out satsanga. Find your wise community. Fourth, become the silent observer of your own thoughts. When your mind plays tricks on you, just watch it happen without judging it or panicking. And lastly, continually anchor yourself in Brahman, that pure, silent awareness of the present moment. We have covered a lot today, traveling from the massive, breathing cycles of the cosmos all the way down to finding that quiet, unshakable balance of a water droplet on a lotus leaf. Much like a guru leaves a student with a thought to meditate on, I want to leave you with a profound question to carry into the rest of your week. If the Yoga Vasistha is right, if it reveals the ultimate truth, and your reality is shaped entirely by the constructs of your mind, what universe will you choose to create today? Thank you so much for exploring this ancient wisdom with me on this explainer. May you stay anchored in the light of pure awareness. I'll see you next time.